getting to the weekend. And for a lot of people, we're looking forward to the snow, Chris. Yay,
I feel like a hero.
You're feeling like what?
I feel like a hero.
You are. You're everybody's hero.
Because I wish I could go back and have all the messages of disappointment. Because we if you recall, we had a snow drought over 1,000 days.
Yes.
That we had no accumulating snow.
Right.
So people have pretty much been wishing, waiting ever since that happened. So finally,
it's here.
It's going to happen. I'm actually going to jump right ahead into graphics. Let's get today out of the way. Today, 41 degrees. Clouds increase for a cloudier day, and as you notice off yonder where we have a still shadowy turn over here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, there's still a lot of the sleet that's on the ground. So we still have a lot of patches of ice all over the place, and that's going to be problematic because the roads are still cold, so anything that we get is going to really flash freeze like right onto the surface. So today we increase the clouds, will be a little bit of a break through the overnight, and then really we see that cloud cover take over heading into your Friday. Friday afternoon, I think it turns overcast. High temperatures in the lower 40s. We'll see some snow up in the mountains. So you're going to see your sizable snow really for most of the overnight Friday into Saturday morning. But Charlotte could be waiting until around sunrise until you really get your first snow. So just want everyone to know, if you wake up and you do not see a winter wonderland, you still have time. Don't worry about it. This is, I think, more of a mid-morning to mid-afternoon that we could see a good spurt of snow, so it really just depends before we start to see some changes overall. But the National Weather Service already is preparing 23.9 million people who are under this winter storm watch, that this is either going to be a winter storm warning or a winter weather advisory. For us, we'll all be under a winter storm warning just because of our pure snow totals, where we're going to be. And I mentioned this yesterday, we're going to have a chance for a flash freeze. So whenever you get the first snow, we're so cold on the ground, it's instantly going to freeze. However, the NCDOT, because of the temperatures, will be in a good range of putting a lot of that brine down, which is going to help out. So the roads will be, I think, serviceable. But overall, our models are really starting to agree that we're going to see anywhere in the range of at least 2 to 4 inches. But there's a chance that we could see a little bit more just because about how fluffy this snow is going to be. So the best way to forecast meteorology is by going by percentages and probabilities. I've been checking these off throughout the morning. Yesterday we had 0.1 checked, meaning, hey, it's going to snow. That's 100%. Well, we're pretty much up to 100% for at least an inch of snow. And the reason why that's sizable is it's now been 1,470 days since January 21st, 2022. That was the last time that we actually had over an inch of snow. So that looks like we can check that one off. We're going to break that streak. Meanwhile, this morning, I also checked off the 2-inch mark. Well, I think that we're going to see at least a 2-inch mark. By the way, if we get 1 inch, that's the bust for the forecast, because really, all in all, we are looking at a chance for 2 to 5 inches of snow when all is said and done. So that's going to be substantial. 1 to 3 down to the southwest, but then there are going to be some of our friends over in Raleigh that I do think they have 6+ inches of snow. Same thing further up in the mountains. So this is sizable. But when was the last time that we did something like this? Well, it was back January 17th, 2018. So this is actually a video that I got from our file system of the actual snow event that happened, where we had 3.9 inches of snow on this day. As you can see, everything is fairly snow covered. I think that was a little bit wetter snow, so things stuck a little bit better. But you're going to have this scenario plus one wicked turn. You're going to have a lot of gusty winds, where those gusty winds are going to be blowing that snow around, lowering visibility. Winds are actually whipping in the breeze pretty decently here. You're going to see a flag shot, I think, that comes up eventually. But yeah, it's all in all going to be there it is. But those winds were about 10 miles per hour. I'm talking about winds could gust as much as 25 to 30 miles per hour. So we could have some whiteout conditions. So even though we all love the snow, there's always still going to be some impacts that are associated with that. So I just want everyone to note that even though it's a winter wonderland, if you have to drive in this, it could be a little treacherous. For me, growing up in New England and working other TV markets such as Michigan and Ohio, this snow at one point to me was laughable. But now that I've been here, we know that when this happens, it does turn into pandemonium. The thing that really works out for us is a Saturday. So people shouldn't be doing too much. But those that do drive, I'm not worried about you driving. I'm worried about other people driving. It's always defensive here, even when it rains. So I just want people to note that we are going to be anywhere from a moderate to a major impact. And what that simply means is that you're either going to have some closures or a bunch of things are going to be closed for your Saturday. There's also several big things, like there's a Checkers game, there's a Hornets game at 3. So I don't think you cancel an entire NBA game because it's snowing outside. So I just want people to know that there will be some snow if you're going to be going to those. So just kind of watch it. I think NCDOT, since this is going to be really a slow snowfall adding up over time, is going to do a good job getting things out of the way. And fluffy snows are great because they're not the back-breaking snow, so it's easy to shovel out of the way. And hey, some of the snow, the wind might do that anyway. So still a moderate to a major impact that at times, the roads are going to be extremely hazardous, but just use extreme caution if you are indeed forced to hit the roads. So check it out. Here's our winter weather impact timeline. Really, it's anywhere through any time in the morning into the afternoon you're going to have impacts. But I think it's at its highest level, really either side of noon, especially as we start to pick up the winds. And the winds really start to crank up late afternoon. And at that point, I think heading into the evening, we will have a slight chance for maybe a couple of down branches with gusts to 35, and there could be some isolated power outages. So I'm not going to discount that. It's not as widespread of an issue as it was with the ice storm, but people need to know that is do not get caught off guard. I think it's the usual preparations. As you see, we don't have anything in the extreme or the magenta colors saying, oh, watch out, I'll cry to the hills. This is just a very light snowfall that was over time that I think a lot of kids are going to enjoy. We saw people sledding on everything when there was ice, so this is going to be a good maximum. And a little bit more science behind this. When you have temperatures about 22 to 26, the way things are factoring in, that's a higher snow ratio. So if we had an inch of moisture, we would be talking about 15 to 17 inches of snow. But this is a moisture-starved system that we could potentially see drier air that keeps us close to that 2-inch mark. So that's why I want people still to hedge their bets. But 2 inches, I'm betting on. That it's the 4s, the 5s that still could kind of be a little bit more intermittent, but I think some parts of our area are indeed going to get those. But those wind gusts will easily be blowing some of that lighter snow around, especially late day, as I mentioned. I think the worst of the gusts are going to be really heading into the evening. That's where you have gusts over 40 miles per hour up in the high country, where you're certainly going to be seeing some almost blizzard-like conditions. So for the Guy Roofing, I reverted. The Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast said that one for over a year. Just letting you know that I think some of the bigger issues that we're going to have is behind this system, because we're going to have a low of 15 on Sunday and a low of 8 degrees on Monday. And I said this yesterday. I had 10. I said that might be too warm. Moved down to 8. I might move it as low as 6 degrees depending on how much snow we get. The last time we were that cold was 9 degrees on December 24th, 2022. And I know for a fact that JT's school, half the building had burst pipes. So this is going to be a major issue. I think that the way you have a cold grounds, where you have dropping temperatures like this, where we're going to be below freezing for the entirety of the weekend, that we are truly calling for a chance for a lot of burst water mains, a lot of burst pipes. I think truly that's going to be one of the biggest stories when this follows. So that's why we're weather alert through the entirety of the weekend, even though snow is just a Saturday event. But luckily, it's only 14 degrees on Tuesday, which is still technically the coldest we've been so far in a couple of years. And then we even are looking at the 50s to return the end of the following week. So yeah, it's not a great situation there. I think the best thing is there's no such thing as bad weather. It's just bad preparation. So if you are just going out and about, not being cautious, it's not going to be a good Saturday for you. But if you take advantage of it, why not? And you could even, it could be a lot of fun. And you could also go out and maybe make some snow cream. Has anyone ever done this?
I saw this on TikTok.
Mama Thompson, so Ben Thompson's mom, wrote in when she wrote on the plus that I guess 6 cups of fresh snow, 1 cup of milk. Some people use evaporated milk, 1/3 to a 1/2 cup of sugar, a 1/2 cup of salt, and then 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. And then that's how you can make it. But I don't want to ruin it for you. Just letting you know, all snow forms on what's something that's called ice nuclei, which essentially is either a speck of dust, a speck of dirt, a speck of pollution, or a speck of pollen.
So dirt ice cream.
So essentially, but it's minuscule. But
hey,
yeah, But
I made dirt.
It's
that's
good
my
for the-
meteorological warning for you that technically all snow is a little dirty.
All right.
Yeah.
It helps with building our immunity.
Hey,
Yeah.
I know that as a parent very much so.
That's the plus of that. The footage you showed, that was 2018, right?
2018. So that's essentially the crazy thing here is it's been 4 years since we've had 1 inch. Now we're talking about a chance for the biggest snow we've had in 8 years here in Charlotte. 8 years. I know.
Wow.
That's actually when I started here at WCNC, 2018.
Oh, just in time. And I started in 2022.
Okay.
And that week when I came in, January, or that month, I should say, I think it was 3 sizable, measurable
It was.
snowfalls.
Yeah, it was a 2-inch, 1.1, and then a 0.2, I think was the last one.
Oh, my dear. I thought, what did I sign up for?
And what's kind of crazy is that this pattern reoccurs. Actually, like we kind of just cracked a code here. So 2018, there was back-to-back weekends that we actually had snow. In 2022, it wasn't necessarily weekends. It was back-to-back snow events in weeks. I think it was a Saturday, a Wednesday, and a Sunday. But now, here in 2026, we technically had snow flurries in Raleigh. Then we had the ice storm, and now we have this. So it's still coming in threes
weekend after
or
weekend.
3 winter chances. So yeah.
Okay. Wow, look at that.
So
Move over Da Vinci Code.
I know, right?
This is the snow code.
And we do have one more precipitation chance. It's the following Thursday, but we don't have to worry about that. We'll see how this one pans out first.
Okay.
Okay.
We have footage from Larry. This is
Yes.
when was this?
This was last year.
Oh,
When it was less than an inch. He was out there trying to.
make a snowman.
This is 2025, is what he told me. I got an email from Larry this morning, and he sent me all these videos. And
That's
whenever
cute.
I get an email from Larry, it's a privilege.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
You know. So he sent this to me. This is from last year.
This was event. We actually had 4 different snows of last year. One of them was a 1/2 inch. I actually have a graphic that I built on this.
Okay.
We built a lot of graphics on. Here, let me
It's a
see.
sorry little snowman. Sorry. Like,
I know.
He wants it
That was
so
it. He
bad.
wanted
I don't know.
it.
I don't know
And
what
that-
date it was. We had in 2025. We had 1.2 inches of snow combined across 4 different events: 0.5, 0.3, 0.2, and 0.2.
Okay.
So that one right there, I think likely was the January 10th one.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Well, it was, I guess, better than nothing. For
Yeah.
people who wanted some snow.
Yeah, and even though it is a little fluffier snow, this is a snow I think if you still compact it, especially with warm hands, you'll be able to make a nice snowball. With the gloves, I think it might a lot of it might break up in the air the way things are trending, but the warmth of your hands allows more moisture and compacts
packed.
it. So you might have cold hands, but you're gonna ream people with snowballs.
Looking forward to
later
that. Yeah.
today, we're going to be talking to Sam Walker over in the Outer Banks.
Oh, Sam Walker, all right.
And I know I saw on the map you said
Oh,
6
yeah,
to 8
6 to
inches
8
of
eastern.
Raleigh, but what about the coast?
The beaches.
The coast is a little tricky because I think they could see snow, but they're kind of right on the rain-snow line.
Okay.
So they actually might have a mix of everything. I still think they see the biggest issue is the winds.
Right.
So they're going to be talking about wind gusts potentially as high as 75 miles per hour. So that's going to be a big deal, especially with winds out of the northeast. And that's why it's called the nor'easter, because winds come from the northeast, not just because it impacts the northeast. So they could be dealing with some erosion issues up there. We're so focused on here that we just got to hope that it's not that big and bad, because this is going to be a solid low pressure system, as they're seeing a bomb cyclone. That there will be some beach erosion there too. So Highway 12 might have some problems.